Tomorrow I'm firing up the pit barrel cooker because I'm going to be smoking up a couple pork butts, but I'm going to be seasoning them differently than I've ever done a pork butt, because these are going to be smoked chorizo pork butts. So here are the two pork butts. They're about 5 pounds each. They're bone in, and we're going to be seasoning them with a Tampico chorizo seasoning. You can use this seasoning to make chorizo sausage, and I thought, you know what? Why not put it on the outside of a pork butt, smoke it up, and make some great chorizo pulled pork. So we're just going to go ahead and start giving these a nice coating all over. Make sure you rub it in there. It's such a great scent coming off this with those chorizo flavors. And on the fat cap side, I'm not doing any trimming, but I do want to score this fat just a little bit. Any loose pieces of fat, go ahead and pull off. Don't forget the ends when you do these. Score the fat on the other one. Make sure everybody gets a really good dusting here. And there we go. Just fantastic color on these already. I can only imagine what they're going to look like once they're done smoking. But for now, these are going to go in the refrigerator overnight, so tomorrow we can smoke them up out on the pit barrel cooker. All right, after spending overnight in that chorizo rub, our pork butts are ready to get on the PBC. I'm gonna get a piece of cherry wood down in here for some smoke today. And the way our hooks are oriented on the pork butts today, we're gonna be hanging them across both rods. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get my temperature probe in this one pork butt here. So let's see, did we hit a cold spot? I say we hit a cold spot. So let's go ahead and get the lid on and get these smoking. So these two chorizo pork butts are gonna be going until they are pull apart tender. That's gonna be somewhere in the 200-degree range. Gonna be several hours today. We're gonna check them after a couple hours to see if we need to spritz them at that point. So I'll bring you back in a couple hours. All right, our pork butt's been going 2 hours. Let's give them a look. They are looking really good, but I do see a couple dry spots here, so I am going to spritz these. And what I'm using today is a 4-to-1 mixture of orange juice and water. 1 part orange juice, 4 parts water. Just going to let this run down the sides after we spray the top. Our internal temperature after 2 hours is 115 degrees, so we're going to put our lid back on, let it keep smoking. We'll check in a couple hours, or if somehow we shoot up and we get close to our tenderness range of 195 to 200. All right, so we are 4 hours in and we are stalled out in the low 150s. Our internal temperature hasn't moved more than 1 degree in about 20 minutes. So I'm gonna try something. I've done a few pork butts on the PBC before, but I've never wrapped them while they're hanging. So we're gonna try a hang and wrap. Really nice color on these. You can see that, nice and dark. Great chorizo smell coming off of them still. So I'm going to go ahead and temporarily remove my temperature probe, trying to remember where it is. Just going to let it hang here. All right, so I'm going to get this one off first, and we're going to get it in some foil, add a little bit of our spritz moisture to it, and then get it back on. So what I'm going to going to do is I'm going to make a couple slits for these hooks. And I want to give a quick spritz in here of some of this mixture of orange juice and water. And we're going to wrap this up tight as we can. And this isn't going to be as tight a wrap as we'd normally have, but you know what? It'll do. I'm going to try and get my probe back in as close as possible to where it was. And that's pretty good. That's reading 151.5, so we're within 2 degrees of where we were. That's close enough for me. All right, I'm going to get the other one wrapped up, get the lid back on, keep smoking. I'll bring you back when we're getting close to being done. All right, we are 8 hours into this. We're at about 197.5 degrees, and it is time to check this for tenderness. Oh boy, don't those look good. Nice and shiny. All right, so I'm gonna get this one off of here. All right, I'm just gonna check for, yeah. Hopefully you can see this just sliding in and out. Yeah, okay, we're tender, we're done. All right, we're gonna get this inside, we're gonna save that juice. These are gonna get wrapped tightly in foil. They're gonna sit for an hour. Then we are going to pull this chorizo pork butt and make some terrific tacos. All right, here are our chorizo rubbed pork butts. They've been resting for an hour after we took them off the pit barrel cooker. They're already starting to fall apart just when I moved it from the foil into here. So I think we're good and tender here. But let's go ahead and just start tearing this apart. Oh, yes. Nice and juicy, as you can see there. Let's see if we can get the bone out of this one. Right there. Came out nice and easy. The one from this one fell out when I was lifting it out of the foil. Just want to start shredding this down. I have insulators underneath my nitrile gloves because this is still pretty hot even after an hour. Oh, the smell on this is fantastic. And all this great bark with the chorizo seasoning. If you have any exceptionally large or tough pieces of fat that you find when you're shredding the meat, just go ahead and get rid of them. Very tempted to taste right now, but I'm not going to. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. I'm not going to wait. Ooh. Well, that's really good. Let's start breaking this guy down. All right, I'm going to go ahead and finish tearing these apart. I'll bring you back and we're going to have a proper taste making some chorizo pulled pork tacos. All right, here is our chorizo pulled pork. Have a little bit in this dish here because we don't need all of it to make a few tacos. Also have some heated up tortillas over here, a little bit of Hatch green chili salsa, and a mixture of red onions and cilantro that's been chopped up. And I gotta tell you, the bark on this just turned out terrific. I hope you can see it. Nice dark color. You saw I took that little taste. It is terrific. But let's go ahead and make some tacos and just dive right in because it's time to taste. Let's get a tortilla right here and let's get some of this terrific chorizo pulled pork in there. Nice little bit of cilantro and red onion in here. And then some of this really nice Hatch chili salsa. I like this stuff because it's flavorful, little tiny bit of heat, tiny bit. And people who don't like really hot salsa love this. And so here we have our chorizo pulled pork taco. I'm gonna dive in. I remember to take my gloves off to taste this time. So here we go. That is really, really good. Now, if you want to take this even a step further, take some of that chorizo pulled pork, put it in a pan, crisp it up a bit so you have almost that carnitas texture. It'll be terrific in tacos. That chorizo seasoning just goes perfect with pork. I mean, you can get chorizo pork sausage. You can also get beef chorizo sausage, but I really like the pork one. And mixing it with a pork butt really brings the flavor out in this, especially if you're gonna do something like this and make tacos. So if you're looking for some way to do pork butt a little bit different, a little outside the norm, try using some chorizo seasoning. It'll give you that really nice Southwestern or Mexican flavor, perfect for tacos, for carnitas. You could put it on a rice bowl, but any way you serve it, honestly, it's gonna be fantastic. Here we go.